recording.
Right. I'm Sean Griffin. These are my ideas for alcohol awareness, which is an animation which I'm going to produce on alcohol and the effects that it can have. Just a quick few things I've got for you here, which are the character designs. Cool. These are some of the characters that I'm planning on putting in. Obviously each one is very slightly different, so that's all the main characters I've planned. But obviously I'll pick one out of there. I have selected final designs which are on the board. As for my storyboard, I've produced this, which is the plan for the animation as it stands at the moment, which will be start to finish all the way through. I have to do interactivity in it, I have to have a video in it and a still picture in it, which is all explained neatly in that if you want to have a look. For the meantime, these are my characters which I've decided on. I've named them, even though you don't really have to, but I just thought it was kind of fun. The main character here is number 1 on the top, and his name's Hugo. He's 23 years old. His special features are the fact that he's young and arrogant. He drives a big car and has access to many facilities. So that's quite good for a night out. You know, you've got all the access to these things. He's arrogant, cocky, selfish, and quite dangerous. He's left alone. His goal is to have the ultimate night out, drink himself to oblivion, and go through anyone who stands in his way. His intention is do what he wants all night long. So that's Hugo, main character. But coming into that, we've got the main antagonist, which is, I've named her Ernest Blowfield, which might sound a bit familiar. She's 79 years old. Special features is she's old and frail. Requires a stick or a chair to get around. And if I'm right, she is the third one on the thing. Yep. Her goal is to get hold of Hugo and have it, causing him to panic, scream so loud that the world ends. Intention, world domination, obviously. And the final one is the secondary antagonist, which is again number 3, third one down. Her name is Esther Del Bifal. She's 29 years of age. And her intention is very much the same, mainly because you may have noticed that Esther Del Bifal is an anagram for Ernest Blowfield. So this is what she looks like with beer goggles, but obviously the main character won't have a clue, because this is beer goggles version. So he has no idea. He thinks that she's this beautiful, lovely looking woman, and she actually looks like that, terrible. So that's the whole idea of it, is the whole story will be her trying to get hold of him. He thinks looks like her. That's the whole idea of the story. I did draw up a few settings as well, which I don't know if you can see on the camera, but this is the house designs which I wanted to have, because I wanted it to be quite a creepy old one. So I thought, sort of creepy house there, maybe like a sort of castle design or a bunker. I wasn't sure which one I wanted to go for, but in the end I think I'm going to sort of settle for the mountaintop, discreet sort of hidden house. And also the bar that these two go to. I couldn't decide whether I wanted a sort of English pub, maybe, or a disco, or maybe even a sort of houseboat party thing. But in the end I sort of thought, I don't know, it sort of adds a bit of humour to it if I go for a disco sort of thing, because I kind of like adding a bit of humour to it. But that is the basis of the animation. That's what I'm doing. Is there any questions on it? In terms of the interactivity, how's that going to come into play? That's going to be very much because it's very based on a video game sort of thing. It starts off, this character here, Hugo, is in a sort of Space Invaders game. He's the actual character in that, and the player will be able to control that until he loses. And as soon as he loses, he's in a bad mood and off he goes to go and drink. So it's very Wreck-It Ralph style.
Is that Intoxicate?
Yeah, Intoxicate.
Cool. What about sound?
Sound is going to be voice. I'm going to record voices for each of the characters, which should be interesting with the movie. But, and I'll put that in over the top, which I'm going to animate their lips moving and lip sync it in.
Have you planned out your timings for it all? How long everything's going to take you to do?
Time scales, hopefully I've planned it down with the sound added in, the videos added in, the pictures and all the animating. It should take me about 2 to 3 weeks to do everything, which I have got to plan out for the orders that we're doing as well.
I like the character design, I like the variation you've got on the stickman thing. So then obviously his facial toes and the stick makes it easy to animate.
Simplistic, it's time.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that you thought about the character behind it as well, as opposed to just drawing it, so it's going to help you in terms of animating it as well.
Yeah, I think the characters are quite well rounded, aren't they? I quite like the concept as well. What about colour palette?
Colour palette, I'm obviously going to keep it because, me being colourblind, I'm going to make sure that things don't get too sort of blinding. Make sure that all the colours are matched, like I don't have any like bright yellows with blindness and that sort of thing, basically. Just keep it simple is the plan, as simple as I can.
You doing all this in Flash?
This is all going to be in Flash.
So you know your file sizes, your resolution, and
All have you?
all sorted. Okay. And what are you going to be exporting it as at the end?
I think SWA.
SWA.
That's the one. But yeah.
How are you planning on making it then in Flash?
Planning on making it sort of. You mean with the?
Yeah, I mean basically how you're going to construct your animation. Obviously you've got to have the interactivity in it.
Yeah.
So are you going to be utilising symbols? Are you going to be putting how are you going to construct your animation?
Well, obviously I'm going to start with the basics. I'm going to go through because the very first thing I'm going to put into it is a start button. So that's interactivity straight away. So I'm going to put that in. From that, I'm going to have to jump straight into the game, which is the bit where he's in the.
Is the game going to be actually a game you can play, or is the game going to just be a visual representation of the game?
It'll be a game you can play, but it'll be a very basic one because obviously I've got time to think about it as well. So it'll be just you can move left and right,
and you have the script, or you understand the script.
I've researched the script.
Okay, cool.
All I'm going to do is figure out a way to implement that into Flash, which I'm going to reset it up. Apart from that, though, everything all good, all planned.
Yeah, cool.